up. Animal friends. Jean sees Jupie's house. Jupie said, "Let's go in and I will show you the house, Jean." He jumped off the fence and took her into the house. It was a fine house. It had 2 big rooms, and each room had a big window. There were 2 bedrooms, too, and each one of the bedrooms had a little bed in it. "Oh, your rooms are just fine," Jean said to Jupie. "I like them very much." "Which room do you sleep in?" "Well, in the summertime I sleep just where I like," said Jupie. "Sometimes outside, sometimes inside. But when it gets cold, I sleep in the kitchen right by the stove. I cook in the kitchen, I eat in the kitchen, and I sleep in the kitchen. That is the kind of cat I am. I like a warm spot." "Where is the kitchen?" said Jean. "I will show you my kitchen," said Jupie. "I think it is a fine kitchen. It is the best room in the house. We open this door and we go down 3 jumps. And here is the kitchen." It was a fine, warm kitchen, just as Jupie had said. It had 4 big windows and a little stove. There was a nice red fire in the stove. Right by the stove were 2 little chairs. Under the stove was Jupie's bed. On the stove was some milk. It was getting warm for Jupie's lunch. "Jean, will you have some milk?" asked Jupie. "It is the best thing to have after a long walk." "But that is your lunch, Jupie, and I am not very hungry," said Jean. "I can get milk at any time," said Jupie. "My friend the cow lives in the next field. She gives me all the milk I want. You just sit down in that chair and I will give you some milk." Jean looked at the milk. She was hungry. Then she sat down in one of the chairs by the stove. Jupie got 2 little bowls. He put some milk into the bowls and put them on the table. One bowl of milk was for Jean. The other bowl was for Jupie. Jean and Jupie had a fine lunch. After a time, Jupie went down into the cellar to get some milk for supper. He put it on the stove to get warm. "You would not like a mouse to eat, would you?" said Jupie. "I could cook a mouse for supper." "My, no," said Jean. "Well, let's see," said Jupie. "I will give you something else to eat. You cannot have just milk for supper." "Oh, I know. You can have a potato. I have some nice ones down in the cellar. I grow them in my little garden. I do not eat them, but I keep them for my friend Squirrel. He likes a potato now and then, and I do like to make a garden in the summer. This year I stored away many, many vegetables. There are some carrots, and there is a big basket of yellow corn in the cellar. Squirrel likes carrots and corn too." "So do I," said Jean. "I think I like all the things that Squirrel likes." "That is fine," said Jupie. "You will have vegetables to eat all winter. You can have some eggs, too. Do you like eggs?" "Oh, yes," said Jean. "I like eggs very much." "So do I," said Jupie. "There are some chickens living over on the farm where cows lives. The chickens let me have all the eggs I want." "Oh, Jupie," said Jean, "you are a kind cat. I would be happy to live with you. I would like to stay with you always." And she did. So for all I know, Jean and Jupie still live in the little red house out in the country. If you go to the little red house, you may find them sitting together under an apple tree. Join me next time for more adventures.